Okay guys, good evening YouTube, how are you doing? This is another live stream from the FPL Family. This is episode number 30 of the FPL Family.
I thought it was 29.
29 last one, 30.
Wow.
That's because the fixtures are coming so thick and fast,
Goodness
you literally
me.
can't even keep up, right? You literally can't even keep up. My name is Lee, this is Sam, and we're going to be, well, we're going to be doing a lot actually tonight. We've got to have a look at the game week that we've just seen. We've got to have a look at game week 19. We've got to probably have a bit of a view on to game week 20 as well, because that's only just a few days away,
Boxing Day and a couple of days after, yeah.
So where are we today? We've got Christmas Eve tomorrow, Christmas Day, Monday, and then games Boxing Day, Tuesday.
And Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh, so they're not all Boxing Day?
No.
Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday?
Yes, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Eight on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, 1 on Thursday.
Oh, yikes. Okay, all right. So they are literally coming thick and fast, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So quick look at the chat. Let's see who's here. JC, how are you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining again. Did Sam captain Kane?
No,
we're gonna come to that in a minute. We're gonna come to that in a minute. You're very, very happy, aren't you? You had a very good game week.
Yeah,
We'll come to
I had a great game week, and it could have
how
been
you
so
did.
much better if I'd have captained
He's
Kane.
right. Oh my Sam, how you've changed. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
I let my head rule my heart, and you should always follow your heart.
And good evening, Shahid. Shahid is obviously a Kane Remainer.
Yes.
So this has been
Hashtag
literally
Kane
all over Twitter right now. This whole Kane exit versus Kane Remain. One of the key guys was no way of Leicester just equalised at the last minute. Oh guys, we've got to put the volume up.
We thought we were going to come on just as it was because it was.
I thought
finishing
it was over.
off. It was
It's out
over.
of 10 men. What's going on? This is crazy.
Leicester.
OMG.
Me
Is that
notes are
Maguire
on.
as well?
I know. Oh, Mourinho is not a happy
No way
bunny.
is that Harry Maguire. Oh man, loads of people have got Harry Maguire.
Let's change me notes.
You've got to change your notes. Come on, get
Maguire.
involved. Maguire, 2-2, flipping neck. Well, there we go. That was literally, we were thinking they're down to 10 men. And I'll tell you what, United have wasted a lot of chances. A lot of chances. Lingard missed an open goal. I think Rashford missed one a minute ago. Actually, Lukaku could have had a couple of assists and a goal, but... I mean, we'll come to that game in a minute. Goodness me, it's all happening, right?
Going back to Kane Remain, absolutely, 100%.
James Harden is saying, was it Okazaki? I don't think it was, James. Otherwise, we literally would be knocking the camera over.
If it was Okazaki and Rondon in a day, that would almost be like we'd entered a parallel universe.
I tell you what, that is some pass from Albrighton. That is some pass. And
sorry,
Maguire,
the TV's there. That's why we keep looking over.
That's some pass by Albrighton. What an assist! Albrighton assist, Maguire goal. There's Father Christmas in the stands. He's absolutely all over it.
Wow,
Oh goodness
okay,
me!
back.
Right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining. So what else we got here? So yeah, Kane Remain versus Kane Exit.
Well, the guys that Kane exited, I suppose, unless you got Aguero, you're a bit gutted.
Well, I think a lot of people did do Kane out for Aguero to take a bit of a punt on him. I'm actually not convinced that Aguero is still the right person going forward because you've got this rotation to deal with Jesus, which we've talked about a lot of times. But this week, if you've got Kane out and you've got Aguero in, fair play. And if you captained Aguero, then equally fair play. But let's start with how our teams got on. And I've got your team on the screen here. You have had, and these are pre-bonus points, by the way. So we've not, the game hasn't updated to include the bonus points. Pre-bonus points, you're on 80. You are in some form right now. It's going to be very hard for me to catch up with you on 80 points. So go on, tell us the story of your game.
I'm due 10 bonus points as well, so I'll be on 90.
90? That's insane.
Yeah, it's been a great week. I'm through in the cup. Again.
You're not in the third round cup.
I'm so excited about the cup run.
This is the most excited you've ever been about the FPL Cup.
I tell you what.
No one cares about the FPL Cup.
I care
but
this
you
year.
care. Yeah,
because I'm at fourth round. It's unbelievable. No, to be fair, I've had a brilliant week this week. I wasn't expecting it. I did what I always say you should never do. And I took the captain's armband off Kane about 10:30 this morning and popped it on about 10:30 yesterday morning before the Liverpool game.
Okay.
And I popped it on Sterling. And
so you're pretty happy with that.
I'm happy with it because Sterling did the business for me today, which was great. You know, he got me lots of points, got me a couple of bonus points.
People are saying we're sitting in the wrong places. Are we in the wrong places here?
Swap them
Should
over.
we swap it over? See what happens if I press this. Is that better, guys?
Happier?
That's actually the stream will catch up in a minute. I think we've fixed that. It's just a camera flip, guys. Don't worry about that. Go on. So it's all good. It's freaking people out, right?
There you go.
Is that better?
Happy?
That's got to be better, right?
Yeah. So I did that yesterday morning, and I did it on the basis that basically I listened too much to you banging on at me about Burnley and how good Burnley are at home and how we never score more than one and rah, 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 rah. So I listened to you, took the captain's armband off Kane, and I did put it on Sterling, and I'm quite happy about that. But still, could have been better. But 90, you've got to be happy with 90. And
you've got to be happy with 90.
And Rondon scored. I mean, like, my Christmas came already.
Oh, Rondon scoring is absolutely... So the guys at Who Got the Assist will be very happy. Well, I don't think it requires a dance.
It does.
I don't know if it requires a dance because it was... I don't think West Brom won, right? I mean, West was a bit of a consolation.
Look, the competition is not West Brom have got to win the game. Is it?
You're getting very competitive with the guys at Who Got the Assist. They're nice guys, Nick and Tom. You need to...
I want to win.
You need to be nice to them.
I am being nice to them. But Rondon did score.
You've got this newfound competitive streak now that you're in the third round of the cup.
Fourth round of the cup. The fourth round.
I'm not sure I like fourth round of the cup, Sam. You've got this new competitive streak.
Just because you went out in the first round.
I don't want to talk about that.
Come on, let's talk about your team. How'd you go on?
Well, I want to say hello to a couple of... I want to delay that. But I also want to talk about a couple of guys on the stream. So Zane has joined us again. Zane, how are you doing? Good to see you, Zane. FPL Physio is here again. Good man. Nice to see you, Physio. Felix is here. How you doing, Felix? Want to know how you guys got on. Post your scores. I know the game hasn't updated yet. Looks like Physio's got 64,
decent.
Which is okay. I think it's okay. I think it's a really high scoring game week. So 64 might not actually be enough for a green arrow. You know.
What?
I'm not entirely sure. Look, all the big hitters hit, didn't they? To be fair, there was a lot of players coming in and doing the business, and a lot of Kane captainers and what have you. So,
but Sané, nothing for him.
Nothing for Sané, no. But Sané hasn't done anything for a bit. Sterling's come in. Firmino and the Liverpool boys have come in, and we'll talk about that game in a sec. So a lot of big scores. So I feel for you a bit, Physio. 64 might not be enough for a red arrow. What's definitely not enough for a red arrow is... let me find... I don't even want to go there. What are you on, 80?
Well, 90 once the bonus points are on.
90. I've gone back to your team. That's wishful thinking. So I'm here. So we were pretty close before this game. 55, guys. 55. It's not very good.
I don't think it's too bad. I think you'll be surprised.
No, I think you'll be surprised. I think there's a lot of big scores. There's a lot of 70s, 80s, 90s out there this game week. I think there is. So Kane has saved my game week, actually, because without him, I would have been really, really down in the dumps. I guess my tale of woe stems from having the captaincy on Sterling all game week. And then literally at the death, and I mean at the death. And this is the second game week I've done at the death decisions.
Don't do
for
it.
Hits.
I did it wrong
this
as
is
well.
This is, I'm quite new to the Twitter community this year, and actually there's a kind of pressure to do stuff. So I got to like Saturday morning, Friday, wasn't it? Yesterday morning, and because I wasn't really, I'd only working half a day yesterday, so I had plenty of time to look at my fantasy team. And I actually thought about it too much. I should have just left it on Sterling, but instead I did Hazard out for KDB.
Didn't help that I was winding you up by giving you a minute-by-minute countdown to do.
Correct. Yes, that did not help at all. So I did a last-minute Hazard to KDB, and then I thought, right, it's a straight choice between Sterling and KDB. Because I'd had a bad game week last week, I thought, and I knew you were going to go Sterling, I thought I'm going to captain KDB, and I'm going to rocket up the leagues, and he's going to get a hat-trick. Well, didn't quite work out that way. So I'm actually looking at my team, and I'm thinking... I think the players there, I think they're the right players.
And
do you know what I mean?
bad. They're looking in good form for next week, apart from maybe Richarlison, who we can talk about later.
I think so. I've got a bit of a problem in my defence because Swansea fixtures and Burnley fixtures don't look great. But So listen, guys, I'm on 55. It's not great. I benched Kenny as well, which is...
that's always disappointing.
So that's not great. Let's have a quick look at the FPL Family League.
Obviously, it won't be up to date.
So it's only got yesterday's points in it. So let's maybe give it a chance to upgrade. Maybe Jamal's team will be in there. Woof! There you go. 88 for Jamal.
Oh,
Smashing
I've had a week
again.
where I've beat Jamal. That's amazing.
88 for Jamal. Kane captain. Oh, ballsy. Ballsy, Jamal.
It.
Ballsy, Jamal. I'm loving that, mate. I'm loving
job.
that. If you're watching, Jamal, fair play. How did D-Boy get on? 66.
Is this changing on the screen for everybody to see, or just for you and I to see?
No. Everybody can see this, I think. Yeah, here you go, look. See?
Okay, cool.
See, I'm slowly getting used to this. I'm slowly getting used to this, right? I'm trying to be more dynamic.
Okay, good.
I've never been called dynamic in my whole life. I'm trying to be more dynamic. So we've got, who is this? This is D-Boy on 66. So he's got a little bit of making up to do there. Not a wonderful game week for him. Let's have a look at...
61 averages, won't it, this week when it updates?
It definitely will. I want to have a look at Deshwell's team as well, because Deshwell...
Oh, dear.
Deshwell! Mate! 38. No Kane. Lukaku captain. That's really unlucky because Lukaku could have had 2 assists and a goal tonight easily if the other guys had finished it off. Deshwell, that's bad news, mate. 38. Who else do we know watches these videos? Where's our man Gavin? Let's have a look for Gavin down here. Gavin, I hope I'm not going too far down here, mate. Mate, I'm having to go quite far here.
Where's he gone?
I missed him.
I haven't got my glasses on, so there's no way I could see.
I can't see Gavin on the first page. That makes me sad, you know. That makes me sad. I tell you,
Gavin, Pop up in the chat if you're watching and tell us where you are.
Yeah, that makes me sad. We know that Veek watches. Let's see how Veek is getting on. 75, good
Decent
week for Veek. Very, very good. Gross, he's stuck with Gross. Got him in. Salah captain. Austin 6. What do we make of Austin? I mean, even if he wasn't going to get a free game ban for kicking the keeper in the head, did you see that earlier? He's now done his. Well, I don't know what he's done, a hamstring or something, isn't he? He's done a bit of a bad injury. So look, let's go back to my team. Yeah.
Do you want to look at yours again?
Don't know if I really want to go back there, but let's go back there. See, look, I don't think that's looking in too bad a shape, guys, for next week. I mean, I'm looking at that.
There's some decent fixtures next week for the big boys, so
it's not looking too bad. So listen, let's go back to where are we? Let's go back to the stream and let's go back to the chat as well. Cool, here we go. So let's see what people are saying. Kane, too many smart asses getting rid. I like that, Dom. Yeah, I like that. We were both Kane remainers. I must admit, I was pretty close. Pretty close to selling him. I was pretty close.
Next week,
You're going to want him next week now, right?
Right, he's playing Southampton. If he's got one more goal to be the number one most goals scored in a calendar year.
To beat, is it Shearer's record?
Shearer's record, yeah. So he's only obviously got the one game left this year now because of our game got moved from New Year's Eve to January.
Yeah. He's going to want to get that.
He said, didn't he, in his post-match interview today?
He's going to want to get that.
I got the third and I was desperate for a fourth, and you could see him really trying for the fourth. And so, that Southampton game is a no-brainer, isn't it, Kane captain?
I think it is, but then I think you look around and we're getting ahead of ourselves as usual. We're not doing the reaction, we're doing the preview. I think we're going to kind of mix it up a little bit this video, given that the games are coming thick and fast. So it's okay to do a bit of a view on what's coming up. I think Kane is absolutely, he's going to be up there in that captain poll, right? But then if you look at some of the other players, so let's go back to.
Put it this way, I've already put the captain's armband back on him.
I'm sure you have. As a staunch Kane fan,
this time, I'm not leaving it. I'm not moving it. I'm leaving it.
But look at some of these other fixtures. Liverpool at home to Swansea.
That's fine. They can get me the points from that game. But
Morata and Hazard at home to Brighton.
Yeah. But
Sterling and De Bruyne going to Newcastle.
Yeah, but Spurs. But Kane. Is that
the answer? But Kane.
But Kane, to get the record against Southampton in front of the fans on Boxing Day. Yeah.
Do you know what? I think I'm with you just because of this record thing, right? And actually, whatever you're doing lately, I'm going to just carry on doing. You've had 3 or 4 fantastic game weeks. I'd love to see your overall rank at the end of this. But yeah,
later.
But Kane's this record thing, and you could see it in the interview after the game. It was a bit like it was mentioned, but you could see straight away he had an answer for it. He wasn't like, oh, hadn't even thought of that. You could see in his mind he's like,
well, he said, didn't he? I tried to get the fourth tonight. I wanted it tonight, but it didn't happen, so I get it next week. And it's like, yeah, you will, and you know he will. He'll be out there, and the rest of the team will be out there trying to get it for him. Yeah,
I think you're right. So let's have a look at some of these games then. Do you want to start with?
I think we should start on Friday night, really.
What a game! What a game!
What a game! I mean, obviously, I'm not particularly neutral in that game because of my Spurs badges, but also because I'm.
Were you more wanting Liverpool to win or Arsenal to lose?
That's exactly what I wanted. However, I always want Arsenal to, because I'm a Spurs fan. But Liverpool I wanted to win because of you mostly.
Thank you, darling.
Honestly,
very kind
from a neutral point of view, what a fantastic game of football that was to watch. I mean, I've never seen somebody go through the emotions that happened across the room for me.
It's quite emotional, wasn't it?
On Friday evening.
And what is going on though? What is going on in that 6 minutes? What is going on, guys, in that 6 minutes?
It was 4.5, wasn't it? 4.5 minutes.
It was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we literally had them where we wanted them. 2-0 up, looked slick, I thought, first half. They weren't in the game. We looked really good. The boys are doing the business. So Coutinho's done his first headed goal ever, Coutinho. So in the Premier League.
Right.
So for Liverpool. So just when you think the little guy can't get any better, he can now score with his head as well. 2-0, was it Mo, wasn't it, the second goal?
What was hilarious about this game is that Coutinho scored and it's all going well and you're going on about...
some of the guys are saying, please skip that game. Yeah, I can say that.
And he's going on about... He's going on about how, Coutinho can't leave in January. Fast forwards to Arsenal going 3-2 up, and he's going, who can blame him if he leaves? And the run
I was actually saying that.
Honestly. And I was like,
if you could be playing with Suarez and Messi rather than Clavan and Matip, that's where you'd go. Oh, it was very emotional.
What's happened?
Very emotional.
He's had 2 minutes lost his train of thought. We're 3. Oh, it was hilarious.
It was an emotional game.
It was a fantastic game of football.
But listen, from an FPL perspective, the guys done the business,
did it again, didn't they? So obviously Salah was up there. A lot of people, I think most of the game now seem to have him. So he's a bit of a non-event really, unless you captained him. And then obviously the points were nice. Firmino doing the business for me again this week, which was fantastic.
He's starting to pull together a few. Last few games he's got couple of double-figure results, hasn't he? So he's actually
doing really well.
He's a
and
good
for
option.
His price bracket,
really good option.
he's a really good option.
Yeah.
And who else? Obviously, there's Coutinho, who again I think is a really good option in the midfield if you want to double up for Liverpool.
I think so, and actually you can't ignore the Arsenal assets either. I think
no.
Sanchez got the goal, yes, but up to that point looked a bit out of it. So
but Ozil you can't overlook.
Yeah, I don't think I can sit here and advocate Sanchez still.
No.
Not with KDB and Hazard knocking about, especially KDB.
I think you can Ozil. I think you can definitely build a case for Ozil.
Yeah. Let's have a look at Arsenal's fixtures coming up. I think they look pretty good. Palace away, West Brom away, Chelsea at home. That's going to be blood and thunder, that game. Bournemouth away,
but that's
Crystal
exactly
Palace
the
home.
sort of game that Ozil will really enjoy. Chelsea.
If they're playing well, I think. Yeah, I mean,
I just think that Ozil. I think you can build a case for having Ozil in your team. The price point is about right. Sanchez, I think, is too much money to put in your team on a bit of a punt, really. Unless you're really behind and you need some points to catch up. But Ozil, I think he's certainly up there.
Okay, so any FPL assets you are considering on, I think you've said, Kane captain for next game week. I think you have to look at Salah. You have to look at Salah. He's not. Well, the only he's blanked like twice in 11 weeks or something.
I think the only way you can really make Salah work for you these days is to captain him, because still a lot of people overlook him as a captain choice. So he does have, because everyone's got him, so everyone's getting those points. So the only real way to make him a differential for you is to give him the armband.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And I think you're absolutely right. I think there is definitely that game against Swansea at home. There's points in that for him. There's goals.
As a Liverpool fan, I'm looking at hoping that that's a massacre. I mean, Swansea, I know they were reasonably resolute today, weren't they? And they got a draw at Palace, didn't they? Or they were at home.
We did all right.
Leon Britton, I guess, fired him up a bit. I said on the last vlog, I didn't think he was the sort of guy that was going to drag him up by the scruff of the neck, but he got something out of them. Yeah, I mean, if you've got Liverpool assets, you've got to play them that game, 100%. And if you've got the captain armband, or if you're a Kane Exeter, because I'm kind of interested to hear what... So you guys that are on the stream, on live chat, if you've Kane exited, if you're out of Kane and you've missed his points today, what are you doing about that Southampton game? Because we're all sitting here as Kane Remainers going, we are very, very happy. Very happy to have him for that game.
I know, granted,
but
there's
then it's a blank.
I know, granted, there's a blank. But Morata, you just look at what's gone on in the game week today. Morata obviously didn't play this game week. I just left him on my bench. And yet I've still got loads of points out of the other people, so it's not essential. I can afford to let him sit on the bench. I actually really think I'm going to triple captain him in that double game week. I really do.
Triple captain Kane, double game week. Yeah, it's going to be ballsy. A couple of new guys joined the stream. Spencer Lee, how are you doing, buddy? Thank you for joining. Jeff Holt, first time on the stream. Thanks for joining. It is the first time we've done live shows. It's our second live show, so this is the second stream we've done. Check out the channel. We did one, I think, a couple of days back, didn't we?
Thursday night.
When we were looking forward to this game week, when you were in an equally good mood because your team was looking good for this game week. So what else have we got here? I captained KDB. Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm afraid. Me too.
Okay, well let's talk about some of the other big games. Well, let's go to City because they were the other big scorers this game week. So obviously, it was nice to see Silva back. That suggests that whatever was unwell is now well, I guess, with him.
Yes.
So I'm pleased from that point of view. And actually, on reflection, even though when he came up on the team sheet, I was like, oh no.
I was a bit because I did a bit of a sideways move to Sterling and actually,
but it's paid off because Silva blanked and Sterling obviously got decent point return today. So from that point of view, it was a successful transfer. I still think long term I'd rather have Silva than Sterling though. So
do you really
think so?
You can't stop Sterling right now. He's a machine.
Well, I'm not going to make the transfer back yet, but I think at some stage in the future, I do think I probably will do that.
I think the dilemma for me right now is, do I go from KDB back to Silva? That's my challenge. Is I keep doing this KDB on and off, and I'm getting a bit sick of missing the points actually. So I'm wondering whether I stick with him for a bit. One of the reasons I might have gone.
Do you need the money?
Well, it depends what I'm going to do with it. So I've also had enough of Richarlison. Richarlison is stinking up my team. I know the Watford fixtures look good.
But they've looked good for a few weeks now.
But
haven't they? They've had good fixtures for a few weeks and he's not done anything.
They just don't look as at it, Watford. I know they've got a lot of injuries. I know they've got some suspensions to deal with too. but Richarlison doesn't look on it at all. So one of the things I was looking at was KDB down to Silva, and then use that money to do Richarlison up to Pogba.
This is another points hit for you again.
It is, yeah, it totally is. It totally is. And actually, what I really need to do is sort my defence out. And when we come to transfers, I'll be telling you about what I'm doing about Norton, because the Swansea fixtures are terrible, and what I'm doing about Ben Mee potentially, because the Burnley fixtures are terrible too. So City assets, again, all doing very well. Aguero for you, what do you think? Is he still this rotation risk, or is he now back and one of the heavy hitters we need up front?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel very unsure about, and I felt this way all season, and I still feel the same. I still feel like getting involved with the Aguero Jesus thing at City is just a bit of a nightmare. I hate having a risky player who's that much money in my team. I want somebody like Kane, like Morata, who they're fit, they're going to play every week. That's what I want from my forward line.
Because Aguero, 2 goals this game week. He's got to play Boxing Day, or possibly the day after Boxing Day. So only got a few days rest.
Boxing Day.
Who's to say he drops and puts Jesus in?
Yeah, because Jesus has had a nice little rest now.
Absolutely.
So who's to say he's not going to play against Newcastle on Wednesday evening? Yeah, for me.
Did you see some of the stuff in the press as well about, or maybe this was kind of just Twitter rumour? There's a lot on Twitter about the fact that Aguero's fallen out a little bit with Guardiola. He's not that happy there.
Okay.
He might be looking for a move. I don't know, and maybe Jesus is the one. He's kind of Pep's pet project, if you like.
Okay.
Didn't look that unhappy today, did he?
No,
2 goals. He looked very happy. So
yeah. I don't know. For me, I'll be staying out of it, because I just think that, you know, the way that, like you say, Sterling, Silva, KDB, Sané, those middle players, even Otamendi, I know he didn't get me any forward points today, but he did get me a bonus point and defensive points today. All of those players are ticking over the points nicely at City, so I don't feel the need to take a risk on Aguero.
Yeah, okay. So Spencer, just to answer your question, that is my team on the screen. So just to
do they want mine?
They should probably get yours. Yeah. So this is my team right now. I'm logged in to my FPL, but absolutely we can look at what's the best way to find your team in here. I guess in here. Yeah. So this is you, 80 points. So that's
we'll be
there. You
90.
go, Spencer. That's probably the better. That's probably the better team to put on. Some nice green arrows, even though the game's not updated. But I suspect with Kane coming in for you on the update, and any bonus points that you're expecting to get, I think you're going to be looking pretty good. A lot of people saying you are absolutely crazy to be thinking Silva over Sterling. Sterling is the one, according to the guys on live chat.
For now, I'll be staying where I am, because I really hate this movement backwards and forwards within a team. It just feels ridiculous. So for now, I'll be sticking with Sterling. But I just think at some stage in the future, I can see me getting Silva back in.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, we're not going through these very quickly, are we? Because what we're planning to do, guys, is plug that gap for you between Man United and Match of the Day. That's what we want to do.
Match of the day?
When's Match of the Day on? Half past? Because we'll want to watch that.
Half past, right, we've got 32 minutes, go.
Everton-Chelsea, let's have a look at that, because that was...
No, I was surprised by this. Now, did Rooney not play?
No, he was ill, apparently. He was ill. So no injury for Rooney, and I'm expecting him back next game week, I suspect. But no, ill, according to Rooney. With that many kids... it's not a surprise,
I wondered
is it?
whether, because she's pregnant, isn't she? I didn't know whether there was I don't know when she's due. That's why I wondered if there was baby news. I missed it earlier, you see. Yeah, and they've got a nice fixture next week against West Brom. So I still think a lot of people did that, didn't they? And I nearly did that, Morata to Rooney for this game.
Yeah, because Rooney's hit a little purple patch, hasn't he? He looks as if he's back on it a little bit, so yes.
So I'm glad I didn't do that in the end, really. I was surprised. Nice points for Alonso, obviously, clean sheet and that. But
Chelsea dominated, didn't they? Something like 24 attempts, I think about 6 or 7 on target, so clearly Pickford, I didn't watch the game, we didn't watch it, did we? We were out. But I suspect Pickford had a pretty good game.
He did, yeah, and I certainly think that Everton will be happier with that draw than Chelsea will.
I think, yes, I think so. Just about, yeah. Just because Chelsea dominated.
Of the way the game went.
Yeah, it's a bad time to play Everton if you're Chelsea though, because Everton have hit a bit of form.
I agree.
So actually, it's not a great time to play Chelsea. A great time to play Everton. So not much FPL wise to talk about there. Your Alonso clean sheets happened. So
you were a bit gutted you didn't play your Everton defender, but then I can see exactly why you did.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't have either against Chelsea.
He is looking great value, by the way.
John
Joe Kenny.
I do agree.
Any of you guys looking to invest in the Everton defence, look no further than John Joe Kenny. The only thing you've got to consider is when does Seamus... There goes your pen. Do you want me to get it?
Yeah, please.
Go on, I'll get it. That's because you're twiddling it. There we go.
It's the nervous excitement.
It's the... what, of 88 points?
90.
Oh,
90.
It's the nervous excitement of 90 points. Yeah, so when Seamus Coleman comes back, you've got to think he's first choice. But I don't think that's happening until February-ish. And even then, he's coming back from a pretty bad injury, isn't he? So for me, John Joe Kenny at 4 point... Well, I got him at 4.3. I think he's 4.4 now. I'd be surprised if he's not going up to 4.5 pretty soon. He is great value, John Joe Kenny.
See, I really, really fancy Pickford. But at the moment, I don't have a goalkeeping problem because obviously Elliott is back playing again for Newcastle, and I know Newcastle aren't great, but he saved a penalty today. I didn't play him, but we'll see. I kind of feel like changing my keepers is a bit of a wasted transfer if they're playing.
Okay. Quick shout out, the man, the myth, the legend that is Jamal Rice, top of the FPL Family League right now, has joined us on live stream. So Jamal, welcome. We were looking at your team earlier, Jamal. I think you had a bit of an average game week, wasn't it, mate?
No, didn't he get 88?
Oh, did he smash it?
I think
somebody else
he
didn't
got
do
88.
very well?
I'm sure he's got 88, and because I said, I've just beaten him this week.
Let's have a look.
I'm sure he's got 88.
Because Jamal has been holding on to that. Oh, he smashed it. Yeah, he smashed it. Sorry, Jamal. Yeah, absolutely right. He smashed it. And it was D-Boy, wasn't it, that's had a bit of a stinker?
No.
No? Why was that a stinker then? Deshwell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deshwell. 38. So it looks like Jamal is going to just increase that lead. Can anybody stop the man Jamal? Look at this. Look at this.
And there's bonus points in there, isn't there? Because Otamendi, Sterling, Kane.
Hemed
in fact,
as well,
he will have beaten me, won't he? Because he's Kane captain.
Look at that defence. 6-6. Loving that. Knows how to manage a team, this boy. Well done, Jamal. Superb stuff. We're going to leave your team on the screen for a little while, mate, if you don't mind. Everybody will be copying it now. That's a problem.
We'll just copy it. Okay, should we move on to what I think was potentially the upset of the game week, and that was Newcastle beating West Ham.
I wasn't expecting that, to be fair, because Newcastle have done naff all for a long time, right?
And one of the bigger transfers this week, when you were looking at people in and out, was a West Ham defender based upon
a lot of Masuaku's in, a lot of Ogbonna's in,
and obviously my jammy pick was a bit rubbish this week.
Who was your jammy pick
It
this
was
week?
Ogbonna, wasn't it? But I should have had Rondon.
Oh God! Can you please put some more thought into your jammy pick for
Well,
next
I
video?
haven't thought about one for Boxing Day either. It's a nightmare. I might have Rondon.
I've called this a reaction video. It's not necessarily a preview,
okay,
so
good.
you
we don't
sort
need
of
a
get
jammy
away
pick.
with it.
Excellent.
I'm sure the guys in the live chat will be coming up with some jammy picks for you to endorse.
Because we did say that next time we do a preview video, we'll give them a poll like they wanted on Twitter about our jammy picks.
Oh, I was going to do the poll or something.
Yeah, so we'll do that next time. So I think that was the surprise of the game week for me. I really wasn't expecting Newcastle to beat West Ham. And Artovich with another goal for West Ham though, so he's ticking over the points nicely every week from a fantasy point of view.
Do you think he's an option? Because we're thinking about, we've talked before previously about the coveted 3 forward spots, didn't we, early on in the season? Now I think we're talking about who's going to get those coveted 5 midfield slots. Does Arnautovic get one? He's got the double coming up.
So I think there's potential there, isn't there? Because they've got Bournemouth next game.
Yeah.
Bournemouth are on a pretty poor run at the moment, so there's certainly potential there for some West Ham goals.
Yeah.
But then obviously there is the blank. After the blank, Lanzini will be back, which I think makes him potentially a better fantasy asset when Lanzini's playing.
Okay.
And then obviously the double. Now, they've got Spurs in that game week, and I can't think who their other game is that game week. But I think it's a decent game, the other game.
Okay.
And anything can happen in a London derby, let's be honest. I think Arnautovic is starting to come into my thinking in terms of transfer, certainly.
Rather than Lanzini?
Well, this is my dilemma, you see, because at the moment I'm thinking about the Richarlison out thing because I'm a bit fed up with him. And so I was looking at potentially I was looking at Lanzini until the ban happened. So now I'm kind of thinking, do I go Lanzini or do I go Arnautovic? I'm not 100% sure. If I go an Arnautovic,
some options there, isn't there?
Yeah, so if I want to get Richarlison out this game week, then if I go for an Arnautovic, then obviously he'll play on the Boxing Day game, which against Bournemouth I think there's potential there for goals.
Okay.
It does mean that I've got 2 players not playing in that game week because obviously I've already got Kane and then I'd have an Arnautovic out, so it wouldn't leave me with much in the way of a squad if some of my other players didn't play. But it's
plenty of West Ham, if we were doing a radar, plenty of West Ham players on the radar, I think. Do you get them in ahead of Bournemouth away blank, though?
Well, that's my thinking is that...
We just hold off until 22.
Because I'm obviously going to hold Kane, so that's already mean that I'm only going to have 2 subs for that game week if I've got an issue, or somebody gets ill or injured or what have you. Do I want to risk having 2? I'm not sure.
Okay, all right. Let's look at some other games then. We've got to talk about Rondon. We've got to talk about Mr. Rondon. I mean, they got.
They lost.
They lost.
Rondon
yeah,
scored.
I mean, they lost, but Rondon got the goal. So
I went a bit mad when Rondon scored.
We're very happy with that. Mr. Choupo-Moting as well, scoring for Stoke. So you guys that have held on to Choupo-Moting, I'm not sure there's many people that have, but he's on the score sheet as well as Joe Allen, who was a bit of a Liverpool favourite of mine when he was at the club. So Stoke, after having a bit of a tricky period, I think. 3-1 at home to West Brom. Does that say more about how tricky a period West Brom are going through than it does about Stoke, a sort of Stoke revival? Because West Brom still look bad, don't they? A bit under Pardew. I know they got the goal today, but they seem to be struggling for goals. At least under Pulis, they were a little bit solid-ish at the back.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go to Stoke and concede 3, then they haven't got that either. So it's looking a bit grim for West Brom.
It's not looking ideal. It's not looking ideal at all, really, is it?
Who are they playing next?
Because West Brom, they've got Everton, and that's not an easy thing.
Yikes, okay, so they're at home to Everton, then they're at home to Arsenal, and then away at West Ham, so it's not getting any easier, really, for Pardew.
West Brom is the other game in the double, is it, for West Ham?
Yes, it is. So they've got Spurs away and West Brom at home, yeah. So any team that's playing West Brom right now, I would be looking to play, definitely. Next game, let's talk about, where should we go next? Should we talk about Leicester Man U that we've just seen?
Yeah.
I mean, given that we were coming onto the stream thinking that we're going to be talking about United victory. What did you make of that game? Did you watch it? We watched. We had it on in the background.
We had it on. I think Man United will be disappointed to not come away with all 3 points in that game. Certainly, particularly losing a goal when Leicester were down to 10 men. That's not ideal at all.
Yeah, definitely.
And Mourinho will be annoyed not to shore up shop in those last few minutes. 2 goals for Mata today, though. Not really come up on the fantasy radar.
What did you like him as a FPL asset?
Not really. He's not done anything all season, but he's come up with 2 goals today.
Had a good game, didn't he?
Had a good game today, but does that make him a good fantasy asset longer term? I don't know. I think Pogba's
rotation
a better
risk, isn't he? I think that's the problem.
Pogba's a better fantasy asset than Mata. I know it didn't come off that way today, but I think longer term, if you're going to have a Man United midfielder, I'd have Pogba over Mata.
I did think that also Lukaku looked a lot better today. He looked like he actually was, putting himself about a little bit. We've been a little bit.
He needed to, didn't he?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've been critical of him, haven't we, on these vlogs recently about how, and actually they're having the press about, this kind of whole not celebrating thing and this whole kind of, I don't know, lethargy that seems to be part of his game. But I don't know. Now he's got his mate Pogba back. Is he potentially kind of like rejuvenated a little bit?
Maybe, but you've got a long way to go to get back in people's fantasy teams, I think. Because
at that money, I think.
Because there's some really good other options up there at that price bracket.
If some of the other United players could finish, though, he could easily have had 2 assists and maybe even a goal. So, we could be sitting here, and maybe should be sitting here talking about Lukaku as an option. So if you're looking to, I think, move up the ranks a little bit. Yeah, because the United fixtures look great, right?
I mean, they've got Burnley next. So.
Burnley at home, Southampton at home, Everton away, Stoke at home, Burnley away.
But I think for me...
Burnley twice in the next 5 game weeks. They have,
For me, if I was going to sit on as only owning Jones as a fantasy asset at the moment, if I was going to get involved with attacking Man United, it's Pogba I'm looking at.
Yeah. Yes, I think so. I think so.
I don't want to lose Firmino. I don't want to lose Morata. I don't want to lose Kane.
Yeah, but I think you're up there. You're up there flying high. If you're down with me and with the dead men, and you're looking to make a bit of a leap up over Christmas, my view is that Lukaku could be the guy to do that. I mean, look at those fixtures. You only got to captain him in a couple of those. Well, that's a challenge, of course.
Because it's you're not going to get front spots, isn't it?
You're probably not going to lose Kane now, and Morata's got a couple of nice fixtures. So again, is it a
who's your other?
I've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, haven't I? So you've got to go up
find
again.
Some money then.
Find some money out of KDB probably, which I don't think I want to do, especially as DCL doesn't look too bad, does he? So
and they've got.
Be hard to engineer him back in.
So,
It'd be hard to engineer him back in, I think.
One.
So Felix is saying, Lukaku unlucky not to have a double figure assist today. Yeah, I think you're right. He was very unlucky. Lukaku's been very poor fantasy-wise from Jamal. You're absolutely right. Recently, he's not looked good at all. The eye test suggests, from the games I've watched on Sky, forget FPL for a moment, just watching him play, he does look a little bit better, and he's been unlucky not to get FPL points, as Felix has said there, I think. So, one to watch Lukaku, I think.
Okay, another disappointing result for Watford today, losing to Brighton 1-0. I'm starting to lose the plot with my Watford players. Both of them.
We touched on them a little bit earlier, so let's not spend that long on this game. I think Richarlison for me is on very much borrowed time.
So is Cabaselli for me. I've got both of them, and they're both on borrowed time for me, to be honest. I don't know which one to deal with first.
The tone with which you said that was just like...
They're so disappointing. Look at my team and then look at them too. Idiots. They're gone.
So if you were going to get rid of a Richarlison, who are you eyeing up as a potential replacement?
Pogba.
Okay, you got some money in the bank to do that?
No, but I've got 2 transfers.
Okay.
But there's the Pogba thing. I'm waiting on that. But my other option, which I'm really thinking about, is that West Ham swap. So an Arnautovic Lanzini.
Oh, an Arnautovic Lanzini.
That's probably going to be where I go with Richarlison.
I really like both of those actually, but Arnautovic as a differential. I can't think that many people in the game have got him.
I don't know. I haven't looked that up, but I can do that as a transfer. I can do Richarlison to Arnautovic without any bother. I don't have to disrupt anybody else. It's just that having 2 subs.
Okay, and Jamal again is saying, Gross is fantasy gold. So we haven't seen much from Gross for a few weeks, but he's popped up with a goal. I suspect the 3 bonus points as well, or at least 2. So are we? We're talking about Richarlison out, and you're talking about all these guys in. Why not Gross? Having a look at him, maybe.
I just think that part of the reason for West Ham, of course, is the double game week coming up. That's why they're slightly appealing to me. Brighton, where are they going next?
So they've got to go to Chelsea next, which clearly is a game you wouldn't want him for. I don't think.
I don't think I want.
But then Newcastle away, Bournemouth at home, West Brom away. So the next 3 don't look too bad after that.
I certainly don't think I want him against Chelsea, though.
No, me neither.
Okay.
Any more games to talk about?
Yeah, Huddersfield and Southampton with their 1-1 draw today. Your Huddersfield attacker is still getting another goal today.
Oh, De Poitre scored, didn't he? Yeah. So after sitting here on the last live stream, and you guys that joined us, I was saying, you were thinking about who you're going to have as your third striker, and I was going, Huddersfield, look at the fixtures. And you were like, definitely not Mounier, De Poitre, or the other guy. Who's the other guy?
Moy.
No, not Moy. He's the midfielder. I'm trying to think of the other guy that's up front. I can't think. But either way, you were like, no, definitely no Huddersfield. De Poitre's popped up with a goal.
But I still don't want him.
he's still not fancying him. No. He's still not fancying him. And Southampton, I guess the key talking point is Austin. It was a bit of a shame for the guy because he's just coming back to form. He's getting a run in the side. He's scoring goals, looking good. And actually, from an FPL perspective, a lot of people have either got him in or are looking at him seriously. And there he goes. Hammy, I think.
So you've got to deal with that. So if you got him,
the
price bracket's here.
He's in the sort of 6-ish, isn't he? He's sort of down there.
So you could have players if you got him.
So Austin was a decent enabler, I think, and like I say, starting to look good. Did you see the little kick out he did on the Huddersfield keeper? I think was it Lussell that played for the Huddersfield
very nice.
Today? He just it was a naughty one, wasn't it? It was really naughty because he really didn't need to do it, and he just flicked his boot out and caught the guy. And I think Lussell put something on Twitter later on, and it was them on the bus home.
He said sorry,
and he's got like something over his face, or a little patch over his nose, basically saying, look, this guy did get me. Obviously the Twitter thing says, oh, really pleased to come away from Southampton with a point or something like that. And he's got a thumb up. But the pseudo message is,
look what he's done
to
me for Christmas.
You should ban him. Yeah, totally right. Totally right.
Okay, final game then.
Of course, Quana is the other guy. Thank you, Spencer. Yeah, so Quana is the other.
Well, I don't want him either.
You don't want him either. Okay,
thanks,
move
Spencer,
on.
But
move on.
Swansea and Palace played out a 1-1 draw. I think Swansea will be quite pleased about that, actually. They're coming off the back of sacking the manager, got something out of them, didn't he, today?
Loftus-Cheek assist for Palace.
Yeah, pleased about that. He's ticking over the points nicely, and I did actually play in this game week, so that was good. Millie with another goal for Palace. He does
so
ticking over.
Just a word on Loftus-Cheek. I can't see that there's. I mean, that is phenomenal value still, isn't it? At 4-5, he just ticks them over. You don't want him. Obviously, you do want him to be getting big scores, but at 4-5, you're not expecting it. So for him to be popping up with assists is great. That's great value.
But the thing is that I've got the 2 cheapies, haven't I? I've got Loftus-Cheek and Tom Carroll, and for weeks now I've been talking about getting Tom Carroll out. And actually, in the last 2 game weeks, he's got me 2 assists. Now, I didn't play him in either of those.
Did he assist today?
Yeah, he assisted again. He assisted today.
Okay.
So, actually, I'm at the stage with Tom Carroll now where I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, why do I want to get this guy out? He's got 2 assists in the last 2 games. I never play him. He just sits on my bench. What's the point? I might as well keep him.
Okay. And James Harden is saying bonus for RLC too.
Yeah, he's getting 2.
1, 2?
2 bonus.
Nice, we'll take that. Every point counts for me right now. I will take all those points.
He's getting 2. Obviously, Kane will get 3. There's some really good. All of the fantasy players got bonus points pretty much today. Like your big fantasy hit.
Okay. Well, Simon, the Bomb, which is a great handle, by the way. So he's just joined 40 minutes late. Don't worry, Simon. We are going to do a very, very quick preview of some of the fixtures on Boxing Day. Yeah, really, proper quick. Where do you think the FPL points are?
Right, okay.
So listen into that, Simon, and then obviously catch up with the replay on YouTube once it's processed on their side. So go on. Where are the FPL points for next
lunchtime game on Boxing Day, Spurs Southampton. I think you should have Kane. He's gonna score in that game. He wants it.
Okay.
Obviously, Southampton without Austin, we'll see.
Less of a goal threat, potentially. Gabbiadini's probably got to come back in, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah.
All right.
Virgil van Dijk, interestingly, didn't play for Southampton today.
Oh, God, here we go again.
So this is happening again, isn't it?
Where's he going to go, though?
4.5 minutes in the second half at the Emirates the other night, I could absolutely see why we needed somebody like Virgil van Dijk again. I think I would go, given that you're just coming off the back of that Burnley game, where Burnley have conceded 3 at home all season, and Kane's just got a hat-trick, you're going to be buoyed by that. I can see a Spurs victory, yep.
Bournemouth and West Ham. West Ham, I still see points for West Ham in that game. Bournemouth are poor at the moment. I would bet on West Ham.
Yes, I think so.
That's why I'm looking at people like Arnautovic as potential transfers this week.
I think so. How did Bournemouth get on this week? Remind me. We've only just done these reviews.
They lost 4-0 to City.
Yeah, okay. So they're going to be going back. I think the loss of Defoe is a big loss as well there, because he was starting to look pretty good, wasn't he? So he's a big loss there. So away win for West Ham. Okay, I'd actually go score draw in that game.
Okay, Chelsea and Brighton. I can see nothing but a home win in that game. I think Morata will be back.
Morata's kind of rested and fit and ready to go. I think the game that we've just seen kind of qualified, if you like, or ratified what we said in the last vlog, which is Hazard up top there.
Yeah.
You know, Hazard needs Morata. Morata needs Hazard. They need each other. They're on this wavelength, and when they play together, they are really good. So they will be playing together at home against Brighton on Boxing Day with a rested Morata. I'm expecting a Chelsea victory. Yeah,
me too. Yeah. Huddersfield versus Stoke could be an interesting one.
Hasn't got classic written all over it,
No, it hasn't.
Not at all.
I'm not sure there's any particularly fancy assets in there that I think, I must have that going into that game. So maybe we'll just move on from that one.
Okay. Don't want to talk about that. Any
FPL
FPL
match of the day's
assets
coming up.
No.
Man United versus Burnley. It's Man United. It's whether you want to go for a punt on Lukaku or not. If you've got him, I think you're certainly playing him. There's potential goals for United in that game, certainly. If you've got Pope, because most people have got Burnley defenders, Pope, me and co.
It's United. They're at home.
I think I'll be leaving me on my bench.
Yes, I will too. They've had the Pogba's had this. He's match fit now, so he's back up to speed. Yeah, and Lukaku looks better. I'd expect Lukaku to be banging that game.
Yeah. Okay. Watford versus Leicester. Obviously, Leicester.
They'll be buoyed by what they've just done, right?
They will, but then they've got a bit of a nightmare at right back, haven't they? Because just a guy sent off and
he's not their first choice.
No, but the first choice went off injured. That's why he came on.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So they've got a bit of a nightmare there, I think. They'll be interesting to see who plays at right back for Leicester this week. It is against Watford, who are on poor form. I think Leicester could do Watford in that game. That's why I want off for Richarlison and Cabaselli.
Okay.
Everton against West Brom. I think the points with Everton in that game.
I think that's an away victory.
I do too.
West Brom don't look good. I think if you've got Everton FPL assets, I'm definitely going to be playing John Joe Kenny. Definitely going to be playing Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
I think so. Yeah, I would definitely be playing all Everton.
You've got Foster, haven't you? You've got Foster and Elliott between the sticks.
Yeah, I've got a nightmare with my keepers, so I might have to deal with that. Because I don't really want to play Foster against Everton, and I certainly don't want to play Elliott against Man City.
Okay.
All right, the evening game on Boxing Day is Liverpool and Swansea. It's for me at Liverpool at home, the way you're playing at the moment. That's a Liverpool victory.
Yeah, and I can see us having a lot of the ball as well. So if you've got a Liverpool defender, despite the carnage at the Emirates the other night in that 4.5 minutes, I think if you've got a Gomez or you've got a Clavan,
you are different. You're different at home.
Yeah, because teams don't come and try and attack us, and I don't think Swansea will. And they've not got Bonnie either, who would have been a threat from set pieces where we're weak. They'll want to try and play Tammy Abraham in, and we can deal with that better than we can with balls into the box. So I would back a Liverpool clean sheet, and I'd like to think they give me a late Christmas present by winning that game, yeah.
Okay.
Salah captain, potentially. But we'll come to that in a second.
I don't really like it when you're captain.
Rattle these last two off, let's go.
Right, Newcastle, Man City. Sorry, Newcastle fans. I know you've just had a good result today, but City for me, all over that game.
No one's beaten City. Yeah, no one's beaten City. And then Palace v Arsenal.
That's a tougher one because Palace at home are decent at the moment. And
when that crowd gets going at Selhurst Park, they are good, aren't they?
They are. And it's Christmas and they'll be buoyed, and they've got a nice little break now because they're not playing till Thursday night. Okay. I don't know. I can see that being a draw, to be honest. I'm not sure I really want a fancy asset from that. I might play Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
And Arsenal don't look in great form. Okay, we just got a draw with them. But let me tell you guys, if you watched that game, there were so many mistakes on both sides. I mean, we were terrible for 6.5 minutes. But for the other 83.5 minutes, Arsenal were pretty bad. They were letting us in. Mane was getting in behind. Salah was getting in behind.
Okay.
I can see some joy for Wilf Zaha actually, getting in behind that Arsenal defence. So
and he's on in the shop window, isn't he?
Who's that?
Zaha.
He wants to go, does he?
Well, I don't think he said he wants to go, but Hodgson come out and said, didn't he, that there's obviously interest in him. Chelsea and co are in for him in January.
Yeah, and Awane, quite rightly, you're rightly saying there, mate, that Benteke is back as well for that game.
And that'll make a difference.
And Palace have looked good since he's been back in the team. So
and they pair up nicely, Benteke.
I'm going to go out there and say that's a Palace win.
Wow, okay.
Palace to beat Arsenal.
All right, so transfers for this week, you doing any?
So I don't know. So like I was saying at the beginning of the vlog, I've got to sort my defence out. So I'm looking at the Swansea fixtures.
Well, who's your big problem then?
Well, Norton. So Mbemba doesn't play. I think he did actually play Mbemba.
Yeah, but do you want to play him against Man City?
I don't want to play him at all. Newcastle are bad. So that's problem one, is Mbemba. Okay. Problem two, Norton. So he's got to go away to Liverpool, away to Watford, home to Spurs, away to Newcastle, home to Liverpool.
Oh yeah, that's quite a problem.
So you don't want Norton. So then I look at, so definitely not playing any of those guys, either of those guys, for the next 5 weeks. That's a problem. So I've got to go Jones. Happy with that. Got to go.
That time you got Otamendi, isn't it?
He's probably too expensive, probably too late. So I've got to go Jones. I've got to go Ben Mee, and then I look at Ben Mee's fixtures, and he's got Man United away, Huddersfield away, Liverpool at home, Palace away, United at home. So although Burnley can be resolute, I'm not looking at that and thinking that's full of Christmas spirit. And then if I look at Everton for John Joe Kenny, that doesn't look as bad, I don't think. West Brom away, Bournemouth away, Man United at home, Tottenham away. So it's actually a mixed bag for John Joe Kenny. So I'm looking at my back five and thinking that's terrible. So I'm probably going to use my free transfer to either get Christensen. So he seems to be pretty nailed on at Chelsea. And they've got 2 nice home games where I think they're going to dominate possession and not let the other team have the ball. So therefore, if you haven't got the ball, you can't score. So I'm thinking either it'll be Norton or me probably to go for Christensen. And actually, Ben Mee, I think, has got... Norton is flaky, right? Certain Swansea are flaky as well. So until a new manager comes in and shores them up, it's probably going to be Norton for Christensen.
Okay. Can you do that on its own? You got enough money for that?
I can do that because I've got some money in the bank. Outside of that, I don't know. The rest of my team, like I say, I had a pretty bad game week, but the personnel doesn't look too bad. I'm happy with KDB. I'm happy with Sterling.
Good.
Very happy to be a Kane Remainer. Very happy to have stuck with Morata for the next 2 game weeks. So
okay.
I think I'm all right in my front two. But yeah, Christensen I think to come in.
So for me, it will be... I've got 2 transfers again for this game week, but I, as I've always said, my plan was to hold one of those until the double game week. So it'll be 1 transfer again this week. I'm not sure yet whether it will be Richarlison for someone like an Arnautovic, probably, or whether it will be Cabaselli out and a new defender in Cabaselli's place, because Watford just aren't keeping any clean sheets.
One of the West Ham defenders in prep for the double, maybe a Masuaku or...
Well, maybe, but again, it goes back to this thing about the issue with having 2 players that don't play in a game week, because then I've only got 1 substitute if somebody else gets ill or whatever.
Okay,
there's just that risk factor involved in doing that. So I'm not sure yet whether I might change Cabaselli for somebody like... I don't know, another non-Spurs, non-West Ham. Just another decent defender. I'm not really sure yet. I haven't looked at who's in that price bracket, because to be honest, I've been thinking Richarlison to Arnautovic would probably be my transfer. Okay. But I'm not sure.
Let's have a quick look at these fixtures then. So, because I've got to do a really quick top points pick off the top of my head. Do you know what? It's a real knee-jerk thing to say, well, he's just got a hat-trick, so obviously you go top points, pick Kane. And
I just think the way that he is in terms of wanting that record.
I think today he done Spurs a lot of good. It done Spurs a lot of good. They really needed to pull out a decent performance, and Kane in particular needed to pull out a decent performance.
And Dele Alli.
Oh yeah, Dele Alli was involved, wasn't he?
More involved,
rightly
than
or wrongly,
he
was involved. Yeah, okay. So, all right. So, if you say Dele Alli had a good game, Kane obviously had a very good game. If it wasn't for that record that he's going after, if it wasn't for Shearer's record, I'd probably be going Salah, and I may still go Salah for top points pick. However, I just think Kane is the sort of player, he loves a record. He loves it, doesn't he? He loves it. He's already thinking about Rooney's England record.
He don't win any cups and stuff with us, does he?
He's already thinking about Golden Boot.
He's got the most hat-tricks in a calendar year as well, hasn't he, with 7?
He loves all that stuff. He loves it all. So for me, top points pick is Kane. And if I was a Kane exit guy, I'd be really worried about this game week. And I'll be really interested to hear, guys, in the comments below. So once this video is uploaded on YouTube, get onto the comments. Let us know what you're doing if you're a Kane Exeter. Or indeed, look us up on Twitter and Instagram at FPL Family. Let us know what you're doing about Kane. Do you want him back for Southampton at home, only for him to blank again, and then you want him obviously for the double? I'm very happy sitting with him right now. And I'm definitely not moving him out, even despite the blank. He can sit on the bench for a week. So go on, your jammy pick.
I haven't got one.
Even though you haven't really thought of
you
one.
You haven't given me preparation time for this. So, like last week, it didn't go well, did it? Shall we just go Arnautovic? Because I've been talking about him all week. I don't know if he counts because I haven't looked at the statistics.
Can I put one out there? And I think, Anwanet was saying this before. So Anwanet was saying about Benteke. Genuinely, the amount of chances that Arsenal were giving Liverpool to get in behind and to get crosses in the box and to be in dangerous areas, I think Benteke will really fancy that, I think he'll really fancy it. And actually, Zaha and Loftus-Cheek, if they have a good game, Benteke gets the service. He could do well there. So in lieu of any, jammy pick from yourself,
let's have a shout out for Arnautovic and Benteke this week. In lieu of an actual jammy pick, we'll have a shout out for them too.
Okay, nice. All right. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. I appreciate that was a real whistle stop tour, wasn't it? Because we had.
I think we do get a little bit of a break, don't we? So we've got Boxing Day, then there's some fixtures around New Year, and then there is a little bit of a break between because we have a cup weekend coming up early January. So.
Is there an FA Cup weekend?
Yeah, there's
I can rest my voice. We can rest our voices for a little bit.
Yeah.
We can have a little kind of. What are we doing about our teams and transfers and stuff?
We can. And I guess we'll be coming back to you probably Thursday-ish after the Boxing Day games, right? Well, Palace and Arsenal isn't till Thursday, or would we come Wednesday night after Newcastle and Man City? We'll let you know out there on social media as to when we're filming our next. But
thanks for bearing with us tonight because it has been a bit whistle stop. We've had to cover all those games we've just seen,
and we've got 3 minutes to match the day.
Yeah, we had to cover all those games. We've had a real whistle stop tour of Boxing Day. Jammy picks we hadn't even thought about. Just come online without even thought about it.
I didn't think.
And we've got some top points picks out there. I think it's shaping up to be a decent game week, Boxing Day.
Great Christmas.
Because there's going to be a lot of teams that the heavy hitters are going to do well, I think. The Spurs, the Liverpools, the Chelseas, United against Burnley at home. There's going to be some FPL points knocking about there. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that all goes. Until then, guys, Merry Christmas to you.
Christmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas. Thank you for joining us. Get on to at FPL Family on Twitter, as usual, and at FPL Family on Instagram, where we will be over the Christmas period. Can't guarantee we'll be on much on Christmas Day. We'll be too busy.
We'll be on Boxing Day. Definitely. We'll be on
too busy unwrapping presents,
Day.
dealing with the kids, and possibly having drunk too much gin and tonic.
You speak for yourself. I've got to cook a turkey, so...
You've got to cook the Christmas dinner, absolutely. But is that how many we've got? 10. Oh my God. All right, well, happy Christmas to you all. Thanks for joining us. As usual, thank you for support. Don't forget that subscribe button. If you like listening to our nonsense every week, hit that subscribe button and hit the alert as well so that you know and you get an alert every time we go live. So until Thursday-ish.
And enjoy Match of the Day.
Enjoy Match of the Day, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining us. Cheers.
You've got to do it on.